Jesus says in the Gospel of Luke, "But I tell you who hear me, love..."
Oh, there it is. That's
What?
perfect. That's perfect.
What's perfect?
Jesus is talking about love today.
Well, that's-
I have not sent out my Valentine's cards because I was busy this weekend watching the kids, caring for them. You had a continuing education conference, so I've got to get this done. And Jesus is speaking about love, so I'm not too late for my Valentine's cards.
Wow, you bought Valentine's this year.
Yeah, I bought Valentine's cards this year. I bought Valentine's cards for you before.
So I'm one of the few that you bought Valentine's cards for? Who'd you buy these for?
Well, I bought for you, and I bought for family members, loved ones that I've sent to.
What's that saying?
What do you mean, what's that saying?
Well, if you're thinking about what Jesus is talking about love here.
Well, love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus is talking about that self-giving love. You know, I got a good one here. It says, your love with a love that's higher than the sky, deeper than the ocean, more than you can imagine, more than you ever dared to dream. And for the record, God's not the only one who thinks you're pretty special. I think it sums up Jesus' love.
So since the scripture's on love this week, then you think that gives you the time to get these Valentine's Day cards out because
Absolutely.
it'll tie in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but did you hear the whole verse that Jesus says?
Love your neighbor as yourself.
That's not the scripture
Okay.
that we're reading.
Okay, well,
Jesus
I'll
says,
listen.
love your enemies.
No.
Do good to those who hate you.
No.
Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. So if someone, after watching our video this week, gets a Valentine's Day card from you, what do you think that will imply?
Well, not what I want it to imply, that's for sure. Maybe I'm too late because, wow, that really sounds like a backwards love. Loving your enemies, doing good, praying for those who persecute you, doing good to those who mistreat you. No. How do you do that?
I know, that's pretty hard. I guess Jesus shows us how to do that. He says, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. I guess you really have to rely on God to do that and follow what Jesus shows us and actually does for us. No matter what the people do, he's always loving and showing that love.
Well, it's oftentimes something we forget about God's love, is that God's love, even when we're against it, gives everything for us.
So maybe this Valentine's could be a card from God to you.
Oh.
You're loved with a love that's higher than the sky, deeper than the ocean, more than you can imagine, more than you've ever dared to dream.
And for the record, God's not the only one who thinks you're pretty special. Oh, that's cool. Well, this is a card from God to you too. When there's those times that you feel apart from God or you feel you're like against God, remember, for the record, God thinks you're pretty special. So join us this week as we talk about what it means to love in a whole new way. Loving one's enemies, praying for one who may be against us. Because it's in this love that the community of faith bears light and hope to the world.
So join us in worship and allow God's love to come and transform us into God's people.